Today on The Happy House, easy ideas for bake sale bestsellers.
Think what the kids look for. Think bright, think fun. What are the kids wanting to eat?
And DIY cleaning products with ingredients from your own kitchen.
So you get this little paste and you just sort of rub it into your stain.
Okay.
Yep. Let it dry overnight. It'll kind of break down the stain and then you vacuum it up next day.
And a fun project to customize any room of your house.
These letters you can just pick up at any craft store. They're very inexpensive, but you can paint them to look like they are the old letters, which you're going to spend a lot more money on.
Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Happy.
I live in a quiet town outside of Minneapolis with my family. The real happy house is far from quiet. I learned early on things are much easier with a little help. I also have a few tricks of my own to share. It's go time, people. Welcome to the Happy House.
It seems like between school and church, I'm always being asked to make something for a bake sale. Baking is not my strong suit, so I am here with our family food expert, Alice Seufert, and she's going to give me some ideas and tips on things to make for my bake sales.
So I brought you some of my favorite things that I would normally bring to a bake sale. I think that for a bake sale, think what the kids look for. Think bright, think fun. What are the kids wanting to eat? I make carameled apples. That's a really fun thing to do. Dip them in like little cookies or candies or different things like that. Strategically thinking for a bake sale, you want to think too, like it's nice to have smaller items and then larger things that people can buy, but things that will actually make some money to help the bake sale. Yes. So I like making the carameled apples because people are willing to pay a little bit more because they're such a unique item at a bake sale.
Yes, that's a great point. Okay, and then what do we have here?
People love Rice Krispie bars. To make it a little fun so that the kids are like, Mom, will you buy these Rice Krispie bars for me? I always make Fruity Pebbles ones, these rainbow ones. The kids just like love those, and secretly I do too.
Yes.
Those are some favorites. And then, you know, I just found like another Cheerio cereal that you can make them with, but really like it's a standard recipe, like the Rice Krispie box recipe, which is like 3 tablespoons of butter, 6 cups of cereal, a bag of marshmallows. Super simple. You don't have to be a great baker to put something like that together. You just put it in a 9x13 pan and you're ready to go, and you can cut it up. Yep.
And then these look a little bit more complicated, but you're going to talk me through it.
I think monster cookies are really fun. You want to check with your school, your church, based on any, you know, allergy rules that they have, because like a monster cookie does have peanut butter usually in it. So like for this cookie, I think it's fun because you're incorporating like the fun M&M candies. Like my son will go crazy for anything that has an M&M attached to it. So with the regular cookie batter, you do want to cream the sugars and the butters and then slowly add the dry ingredients to it. And that's what I've done. So this has the peanut butter. It has a lot of oats in it too. And then I like to add M&Ms, and I like the Ghirardelli chocolate chips.
M&Ms. And these are big chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Those look delicious.
And then I like to use, you can use craisins, raisins, or these are dried cherries. I think the dried cherries just make it like a little more fancy.
And they're pretty, they're so pretty.
Yeah.
Too.
And then coconut. So I'll just throw these in here and show you like how beautiful like the dough gets.
Do I get to add all these?
Yeah, you can take a few out of it.
I know, I'm putting them all in.
So you're just mixing this around, and I think like, you know, depending on the size of your cookie. So I made some small ones here to show you, and I just like, I use my ice cream scoop, and I just do 1 scoop, and you can flatten them down, but I also like to use like 2 or 3 ice cream scoops and make giant monster cookies.
Monster cookies, yes. So,
yes.
Well, I love all these ideas. So as I mentioned, I'm not a great baker, so I need to compensate in other ways. So whenever I bring my things to a bake sale, I try to package them in ways that might be more appealing to people or might be kind of a fun treat to buy. If you package things in a way that might be giftable, people are more inclined to buy them. So I've taken your monster cookies and put them in a basic mason jar. This is a wide mouth mason jar. And then just attach some rickrack and a few drinking straws, like you could drink milk out of this mason jar. And then put a little note on here that says, enjoy your cookies, love Melvin the Monster. So it's just sort of a fun embellishment. And then you can even, on a mason jar, just put some fabric in the top, again with the straws, but really easy ideas. For the bars, I cut some into smaller squares and made sort of like this popsicle version or this kind of candy version. And what's nice about this is it's not a lot. I mean, this would be each, if you had a few kids or a couple kids, everybody could have just a little bite of something and it's done, but it's just still kind of a fun package.
I think it's perfect for families. Like, you know, like I was saying, we like to buy things that we can share, and that's like great because everyone could get their own different variety of whatever bar they wanted.
Yes, and I mean, I agree. And then we've also just taken and stacked some bars in this tower and used some wax paper between so the bars don't stick together. And this would be a nice little package to bring home too.
Yeah, I like that.
So we did put together this plate of bars, and the plate is simply an inexpensive plastic plate, like from the disposable area at your store. But we've taken and Mod Podged some fabric to the back, which is really, really easy. So you start with your clear plastic plate, and you simply put Mod Podge, which is a glue. You can also use like Elmer's glue, and just put it all over the back. Lay the fabric on with the kind of the pretty side or the up towards the plate. Glue it on and then trim around, and you've got these great little display plates, which would be really fun for kids to help out with too.
I think so. Yeah, to have the kids help out before the bake sale.
Yes. And
sometimes it turns all to the mom to have to get ready for the bake sale.
And kids do want to be involved, and there's certain things that they just can't be involved with. So this would be something really fun. And then if you want to hand me that, this is my favorite. You, of course, made your beautiful apples, but I simply found a cute plate, very inexpensive, and then wrapped up the apple and attached a paring knife and a couple of handy wipes for wiping your hands clean. So basically, this is a kit that is just ready to go.
Yeah, that's great. So creative.
Well, I love talking bake sale with you today.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for helping me make this successful next time.
Thanks for all your ideas, and come back and see us again.
I will.
All right.
Thanks. Not a baker, but need to make something for a bake sale? Head down the baking aisle of your local grocery store and pick up a box mix of cake or brownies and make it your own. Add your favorite cookies or candy to the mix.
Coming up next on The Happy House, make your own cleaning products with ingredients you have in your kitchen.
I love when my house is clean, mostly because of how satisfying it is that I've done the job, but as a side benefit, the way it smells is amazing. I'm here with Amy Haggerty today, a wellness expert at Lakewinds, and you are going to teach me how to make homemade cleaning supplies that are great for us and great for the environment and also smell good.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot of cleaning recipes out there that can be very complicated and full of a lot of steps, but I find that in my own home, there's only 2 to 3 products that you really need to have a naturally clean home that work really well.
That sounds simple.
Very simple.
I think anybody can do that, right?
First, we're going to start off with an all-purpose cleaner. Vinegar is probably the #1 cleaning product I have in my home that I use day to day that is so multifunctional.
It's just any kind of vinegar, or just plain vinegar?
White distilled, yes. White distilled vinegar. You can use it for so many different things. A lot of people don't like the smell of vinegar, which is hard, but you can add essential oils, or in this case, I've added orange peels that you let soak in a jar of vinegar. And if you smell that,
it smells great, and it looks, look how pretty that is.
Right? So during citrus season, this is really easy to accomplish. You just, whenever you eat an orange, throw your peels in here, fill it with vinegar, let it sit for about a week to really let the oils go through. Vinegar is acidic and it's a natural disinfectant, and the oils from the oranges they help cut through grease.
Okay.
In seasons when citrus isn't so plentiful, essential oils
So this is just an orange essential oil.
Yep.
We can find this at natural food stores.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, and you can add however many drops you want.
I was gonna say, how many do you start with?
I would start with about 20 to 40
Okay.
drops.
All right. And now we'll do the same thing as the orange peels.
Right.
Okay.
When you use essential oils in cleaning products, you really want to use glass containers. It can be kind of pricey to buy a glass container, so what I find most useful is if you have any 16-ounce old vinegar jars, you can just peel the label off, and you can reuse like any other cleaners you might have around. You can just screw off the sprayer, cut it to the size of your bottle.
Cut the straw.
Yep, cut this so it fits, and then you have a ready-to-go glass
I can't
bottle.
believe that this fits on. There must be just like a universal thing. So this is, that's easy enough. I could do that.
You could do that.
Okay. And then we pour this in here.
Yep. So you take this
Funnel.
and we're also going to have this because you want to filter out any of the orange peels.
And here we go.
Here we go.
So basically vinegar, which is typically less than $1 a bottle. I mean,
Right.
Oops.
Oh, did we overflow?
We were excited.
We
Yep.
were excited.
You could still say that though, right?
You can still save it.
Because you could use
Yep.
some of this and then during a cleaning process and then put more in.
Right. And then typically what you want to do to make an all-purpose cleaner is use about half of that and then fill the rest up with water. So then this just screws on and it's going to overflow again.
And what would I use this for? I mean, I know you said all purpose, but could I wash my windows with this?
I wouldn't wash windows with this. This is more of
Countertop
cleaner.
How about bathroom? Could I clean like my bathroom vanity with it?
You can clean your bathroom vanity. One thing you're not going to want to use vinegar on is if you have a stone countertop.
Okay.
Vinegar is acidic and it will etch any marble, granite.
Okay.
So this is
But basic countertops.
Basic countertops.
Even just wiping down cupboard doors.
Yes.
How about like wood? Is that okay?
Yep.
Anything like that?
Yep.
All right. That seems
works
easy
in
enough.
everything. Yeah.
And it looks, I like when things look nice too.
Right.
It looks really pretty.
And
so.
if you want to use it in your bathroom and you're not a fan of citrus, we have tea tree oil and peppermint oil.
Peppermint would be nice.
Peppermint is really nice smelling. It's also a pest deterrent. This might be nice in the kitchen if you don't have stone countertops to get rid of ants or anything like that.
Oh, peppermint is?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great
And then tea tree is also antibacterial, so this might be good for kitchen countertops or in the bathroom, in the shower, stuff like that.
That's great. Easy, easy. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what next?
Carpets.
Carpets.
Yes. Sometimes you just want to freshen up a room. So baking soda is really good for freshening. I mean, you put it in your refrigerator and stuff like that to eat up odors. So to make a carpet freshener, you just take a 1/4 cup of baking soda and then 20 to 40 drops of essential oil.
And we're putting lavender in here, so you could pick whichever smell you wanted.
Okay. And then what you do is you just stir it up to mix it around. You'll let it sit overnight in a container. We see we have glass because we have essential oils again.
Yep.
So you'll letting it sit overnight will just let the essential oil kind of permeate through the baking soda.
That makes sense.
And then you'll just sprinkle it on your carpets, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then vacuum.
Could this be used on an area rug as well?
It could.
Okay. Essential oils can be the bigger part of the investment, but once you buy them, then you have them for a while.
And you get a lot of use out of a bottle.
Yes.
I mean,
and all of these ingredients are very inexpensive, probably less than the pre-made things you would buy for cleaning.
right. These are very, very cost-effective things. So, and you can tell you're going to get, multiple uses out of this. This isn't just, unless you are vacuuming in a really large room, this is going to cover a lot of.
And you could even put like a shaker lid on here or something so you could shake it out rather than, okay.
Now for stain removal, we can use baking soda as well. For pet stains, and you know the kind I'm talking about.
Yep. Unfortunately, Amy, I do.
Easiest thing to do is to soak it with vinegar and just let it dry naturally.
Really?
The vinegar is going to break it down and remove any odors.
And then do like I vacuum it up or scrub it or just let it dry?
Just let it dry, and it'll just evaporate.
Wow.
For any other stains, kids spill stuff or other pet issues, stuff like that, you can make this really great paste, and all you do is use, you know, however much paste you think you're going to need to cover your area. You use baking soda, and then I like to keep this a little spray of vinegar. This is 100% white vinegar that I've put in a small, easy to use bottle, and you just make a paste out of it.
So we're using a lot of vinegar, more than we did the essential oil, because we are making it sort of not liquid but pasty.
Pasty, yep. Just apply into a paste, and you can see there's a little reaction there when you do it, because these guys have a chemical reaction when you put them together.
I was just thinking there must be a science behind the reasons these things work when put together and the reasons they are effective. It'd be fun to talk about that with kids and have them help you mix things up and then use them around the house.
Right, it's a lot of fun. So you get this little paste and you just sort of rub it into your stain.
Okay. Yep.
Let it dry overnight. It'll kind of break down the stain, and then you vacuum it up next day.
All right.
And I'm amazed at the stuff I've gotten out of my carpet with that.
This has been easy, first of all, informational. I think the cost savings is impressive, and it's as always, it's fun to talk with you, and I hope to come back soon and hear more ideas.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
Coming up next on The Happy House, a fun project to customize any room of your house. You don't want to miss it.
The Happy House is at Mama's Happy again today. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, welcome back.
What do you have up your sleeve for me today?
It's super fun.
Let's go.
Okay, so I thought this would be super cute hanging in your kitchen. So we have taken just a piece of old barn wood, and you could use anything to make this. If you had a piece of wood, maybe it wasn't even old, now you know how to paint it to make it look old.
Yes, we could just use chalk paint, sand it down, and make it have a distressed finish. This piece actually is really distressed and it looks amazing.
This is authentic.
Yes. Thanks.
Okay, so then these letters you can just pick up at any craft store. They're very inexpensive, but you can paint them to look like they are the old letters, which you're going to spend a lot more money on.
So these are sort of like just pressed board or something.
Yep.
And how much do you think one of these costs?
Oh, you know, of course I always wait for a coupon, but I would say they're probably about $2 to $3 a piece at this size.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we're going to just, we went ahead and painted this letter earlier to give you a feel for what it would look like. So Greek blue was a color you had mentioned you wanted to see what it looked like. So as you've learned in all your visits out here, you can paint it on there however you like. It doesn't need to be nice and neat. The goal is that you're making it look like it's been worn, and you know, some places have worn off.
I love this color.
It's a beautiful blue. Okay, so you're just going to get that all, you know, covered, and as always, you can cover as little or as much as you want to.
Right.
So if, let's say, you know, on this particular letter, we were not trying to cover everything that we put on with our first coat. What you're trying to reproduce is that you found these letters from different places, and so they are different ages.
Okay, so now how do we attach the letters to the board here?
Okay, so we've got a couple different options. One is just simply wood glue, and so we've got the wood glue on the back here. Just spread that around a little bit. Okay, and we've got a little bit on the board.
It's nicely covered, but you don't want it oozing out.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you want it spread nice and thin all over.
And then just put
And
it.
just put it straight down.
Maybe I should put this A on here
Sure.
so I know where I want it to go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's good. All right, and press down. And then whenever you use a product like wood glue, you always want to take something heavy and weight it down. Okay, and then another way, if you happen to be lucky enough to have the correct power tools.
Yeah, because you told me this was going to take 2 hours.
This will take at least 2 hours
I don't
to
even
dry.
have 2 minutes.
Okay, so you want to get this thing done and hung.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so reach right over there. I've got my favorite, I know, it's a power stapler, and you can use brads in it as well because they are just a tiny, tiny nail. And put some pressure on that thing. There you go. Well,
Oh no.
that's all right. It's all right. It could be the barn wood. Sometimes the barn wood is just
Oh, so hard.
so hard. Correct.
Let's try this again.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then this T is glued on, but maybe we should add, I kind of want to see how this looks hanging on a wall. Oh, I just got blue paint on there too.
You told me you were messy. I didn't believe you. You are messy. Okay, so now what you could do here, you could either just wipe that paint off. The other thing you could do is just add a little bit of random blue with your brush.
Okay, kind of like dry brushing because there's not much paint.
Yep, and make it look intentional.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to do that.
See?
So that's the thing when people say they're not crafty, they're not creative, a lot of it is you just have to let go of your inhibitions. And
it all happens for a reason.
It does.
All right.
Okay.
Actually, I like this because this is mostly green with some of the black, and this is mostly black with some of the blue.
I love it.
Okay, Amanda, how do I attach this to my wall?
Okay, so depending on what you're using, now since this is narrow, then I would just do the simple sawtooth
Okay.
piece.
So
if it
it's
was
not even that
wider,
wide,
then
yeah.
you'd want to do a piece of wire.
Okay, so this is called the sawtooth hanger, which I've always called it kind of the jagged edge thing.
You call it whatever you want, or you can do the universal sign for.
Okay. So
All
now,
right. Now the trickiest thing with these, honestly, are these little tiny nails. And you always want to make sure that you're getting it in the middle. Now my husband would measure, I never measure, but so what do you think?
I think that's about right.
I'm not sure I trust you with my finger there.
Really?
All right, that'll do.
So this is something, if you didn't want to put a hanger on, you certainly could lean it, but like in my kitchen, I don't have a lot of counter space, so I would want to hang this on the wall. This looks really great. Thanks. I can't wait for our next adventure.
I always love having you.